So I talked a little bit about this in my most recent newsletter, it being the importance of daily small steps in order to achieve our goals over time, whatever they may be. And I wanted to expound on it here a little bit more. It's something that comes up for me all the time, but particularly in the spring. And if you're into astrology, we're entering Aries season, and Aries season is a cardinal sign, meaning there's a lot of drive, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of momentum if we allow it. The spring, of course, does the same thing. There's so much renewal and change, and the desire to change, again, if we allow it. So often, I have found myself stuck in periods of my life in states of procrastination. I realize, of course, that procrastination is simply just fear. It's usually based around the ego's desire to protect yourself. You may not want to be seen in a certain way. You may not want to be seen as a failure if whatever you set out to achieve doesn't come to fruition. So we don't act. And I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the host said something to the effect of the quickest way to ensure that we don't achieve our dreams is to take ourselves out of the race. And how often do we do that, right? There's something you want to do, and rather than take the necessary action, you let your logical brain convince you of how much could go wrong in the course of action, and so you don't even take the first step. And then what happens, of course, is we live with regrets. I myself have plenty of regrets. This is not a cycle that I want to continue in my life. So what I have found to be really helpful, not letting myself off the hook, being very disciplined about it, is I'll just commit to something every single day to get you a little bit closer. And it's going to serve you well. For me, right now, a lot of that has to do with working outdoors. There's so much around my property that I have to do in terms of maintenance and cleaning up and gardening, and the only way that I'm going to achieve any of that is through daily action. So I set a half-hour goal. I oftentimes, because I enjoy it, spend so much more time than a half an hour, but a half an hour is the minimum. And I get out there and I get something done, whether that's burning a bunch of brush or cutting up a bunch of fallen logs or planting something or weeding something. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that I am consistent with it. So I hope that this is somewhat helpful to you. It certainly has been for me. It is so gorgeous today. I am taking advantage and getting a lot of work done outside. I'm actually heading to the chicken coop right now to clean it out and to take all of the manure and straw from the winter and put it on my compost pile. Hello, ladies. Come on out. This is the chicken coop area. It's in a nice shaded area when these trees leaf out. And then we've got a little chicken run here that's all fenced in, although generally speaking, we just let them out to free range all over the property. This chicken manure that I just added to my compost pile will break down eventually once it's fully composted, and it will add a lot of nutrients to my compost pile, and then I will take that compost and add it to my garden, which will feed all of the plants that I'm growing. So this manure is very valuable to me. I am like a giant in this chicken coop, which actually makes it a bit of a pain to clean out just because I can hardly stand up and turn around. Quite awkward. There's a drain hole beneath their water here, and it looks rather disgusting. It's actually quite handy because when they inevitably get straw and stuff in their water, you can dump it and it goes right outside through this as long as it's cleared. This is the glamour job. I am so happy that's done. The chickens are visibly happy. They love scratching around in the clean straw. Sun is out, and now I am going to take a break. So the day is getting longer, and this beautiful sunshine that's happening right now. The chickens are so happy, and they are laying so many eggs, more than we can use in a day. So I'm going to make some ice cream. It's going to have a lot of egg yolks, raw cream. I think I'm gonna do a maple pecan ice cream, so I'm gonna go grab some eggs. I'm asking myself if all of my videos in the future are going to start with me going to the chicken coop, grabbing some eggs, walking back to the house with the eggs. And there's a very good chance that yes, that's how every single one of my videos is going to go. So after all of my talk of spring and all of my spring projects, it was 10 degrees this morning, and we have a lovely 6 inches of snow. Spring in New York, in a word, is demoralizing. Beautiful, but demoralizing. Until next time, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you would like to. I plan to continue to release videos probably every 2 weeks so I can live my life in between. And I'll see you in the next one.